Good morning. It is now Thursday, and we are basically at the job site today. I'm meeting the structural engineer here at 8:30 because I looked at the beams yesterday after we got done, and I was not happy with the way they were tying into the columns. So the structural is going to come by and then I'll address those. Meanwhile, I'll show you what I'm looking at and why I'm a bit concerned about it. So not happy. We'll take a look. There's our building permits banner. Let's see what's new. I got some wood out. At least we're dry. But we are soaking wet in there, so that means we are going to need to pump again when we do the beam pour. But it is what it is. We're gonna the beam, basically we're gonna go ahead and just cover it up, and from that beam we're gonna go up with a wall, and then from the wall we're gonna stop at elevation and then pour the final footing, our final flooring. So let's see what the best way to go down there. I got one guy already worked, I guess two guys down here, one guy over there, three guys over here, and then one person in the bunkhouse. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. I've got 7 guys, I believe, typically 10. So we'll see. They dropped this last beam right over here yesterday. So when I came down here, they had this one, then that last one was still up here, and then they dropped it down. We're waiting for electric and the jackhammer to finish up our post along the fence wall, and I believe there's like a couple back there as well. So here's where my concern is. Hold on, we got election music going on outside. And the gate is right outside. So basically, if you can see the beam that comes out this way, the rebar that's connecting it to this column ends, but it's on the outside of this section here. So we want to make sure that as we go out here, that I want to know why it's on the outside of this column, because vertical force were, I think, very, very strong, but lateral force, which is a shift on this side, that thing right there would just blow out. There's nothing preventing it from going out this way except for maybe 2 inches, 3 inches of concrete. So that's where I'm having a problem with, is that part right there. So structural engineer, I'm hoping he has answers for me. Like even this one right here, let's see, the mid one, he goes and it ends without some sort of, there's nothing that goes inside the beam that goes down. There's no grab. So you're just basically hoping that the spine of the rebar is what's holding that beam into my column, which is, I have a major problem with it. So pretty much these are our beam, what we encase our beams with, and they're just using it to step on, and pretty much, yeah, and one's underwater over there. I asked them to put them back simply because it shouldn't be, number one, dunked in water. Number two, this stuff is not rated for it to be waterlogged for that long. So I know that was there yesterday. That's been waterlogged for about 12 hours. So I'm having them, the good stuff we want to save as much as possible, because we do want to do a lot with them. So yeah, that one's a little heavy because it's been underwater for a while. We pretty much, even right here, we're using the good cuckoo lumber to cross instead of, we got a big pile of junk ones that we could have used. But so being on the job site really is important. So being on the job site is really important, just to make sure that your materials are stays in good condition. So let's see what else we can do. So what he's doing is he's getting these octagonal shaped rebar, putting them all together, and then he drops them down, and then he'll tie them down here as he goes through. Here's one of our exposed dry footing. Over here it's underwater. Kind of troublesome that water typically finds its own level, and the water seems to be, if water is level, this one is showing and that one's underwater. So I don't know what to say about that one. And then that one is very dry. Let's see, these guys are framing the columns in. And those guys are also framing the columns in. So we got our foreman right here. Let's see. So it's kind of like a tic-tac-toe board. So 2 goes a long ways and then 2 short ways. So he tends to bend the nails to get them out. We really need pry bars to get those long ones out. So our foreman was just asking him to bring some more wood this way, or that way. He said dos tres, so which is 2 by 3, and it's true 2 by 3s that they're using. So those nails have got a lot of use. They use them over and over. Alright, we have got blocks, gravel for columns that we're gonna pour. We've got the 2 columns we're gonna hand do. I want to make sure that I'm here for that one because it is going to be at 5,000 psi. So he's gonna back it up right here and dump. That guy is gonna dump it right about here. sa mga bato. That's some pretty big rocks. I think it's for the pouring, but it's pretty big rocks. We'll see how that goes. It keeps ending up in mud. So, from the structural engineer earlier, we kind of went over a few things. We are going to be kind of a compromise. I see his point of view where he put it on the outside, that way when it pulls, he has a column that could be up against. But also my point is when it pushes, we need something. So we kind of have a little change. The bottom section, he's gonna put it on the inside. On the outside, we're gonna keep the top ones, and then on the beams, we're gonna keep them all on the inside. So I just went over the foreman that when we do the perpendicular beams, that we do the same thing. Let's see. They framed that one over there, the two over there. They still got a couple more to fix on this side, and the rebar is now up to the very top on these. They dropped a metal footing on this side over here, so that's there. Tomorrow they should be able to drop this one in. So they're again using the good materials to step on, so had them pull it back. We got sand, so because it's a footing, we're using the larger rocks, and then this sand right here is also what's called suba here, which is the river sand. So river sand is different from the sand you get at the beach, simply because if you look at it on a microscopic level, gravel sand from a river embankment has sharper edges, versus the sand on the beach, because of the rolling tide back and forth, it's rounded on the corners, so it doesn't hold as well. Same goes with the rocks. You want to get rocks that really has sharp corners on it. That way it holds the concrete a lot better. And then what else? Oh, if we do manual pour on the rest of the area other than the footing, we're gonna do three-quarter rocks. So we established that as well. We also established with the engineer earlier that we are going to do, when we do the windows, it's going to have a lintel on it. It's going to have a top lintel and a bottom lintel, which is just basically rebar column to column, so it's tied in completely. It doesn't sag or anything like that. which I'm happy about. Let's see, what else did we go over? That was about it. We kind of just was finding solutions for things that was happening. He's also going to come in with a welder and weld our stirrups a little bit better to the column so that they're one solid entity. So that's great. A few of our footings is shallower than most, so that part over there is completely dry, and then this part right here is completely submerged underwater. But if you look at the water line, it is level to the beam. So it's water finds its own level, and our beam is level to the water line. Even though the footing may go up and down, some pours are deeper than others, but we meet minimum standards of what we established, and then we had extra concrete, so they poured it on. I just hope it doesn't backfire on us later, and actually when the beam goes through and then it becomes high over there. I might have them run the level tomorrow just to see, to make sure on square meters, on the meter down, that we're still okay. And even if we have to go up a little bit, that's also fine. That's what the structural engineer said. We are, they're still excavating here. Apparently there's a big rock that's getting in our way. And they can't go down as far to create that footing. So let's see. Oh, also, if you see this nail right here, that is our finished flooring side. That is 0.5 meter above. Again, the politician van is checking in for the night, so they're pretty loud. So that's our final floor line on there. Let's see. So this is my stick for checking the stirrups later, instead of going down there with a measuring with a tape measure. I just made a little guide for myself so that we're following this. We've got a tie wire order or something order. Looks like tie wire. So the breeze here is really nice. So 100 mm, 5.1 mm. So, oh no, that's not tie wire. That's a tie wire right there. Ano to? Raisang 4 to? Okay, that was nails, 4-inch nails. Apparently we didn't get them yesterday, or we just got a few. So now we got a box load, so we shouldn't run out of nails. 5, and then it should be 3/10. 10, 10, 10. And then from there it should be 15. 15. Oh, that one's a bit off. 15. And then 20. I don't know what this one's doing, but we'll take it. Here's the kids. So we're gonna end it here. Thank you for joining us with the job site, with the shopping experiences around Tacloban, and I'm gonna spend some time with my kids. It's a nice day out. It is so cool right here. It beats the aircon at the home right now, and nice and fresh air. So look forward to living in this area. A lot more kid friendly, and You can see the playground. It will hold up well, I think. So it's kind of like the playground we get at home. So the kids know how to play. Looks like right here, a little parkour kind of things where you can go jump all over the place. So, and then this part right here is supposed to be like, I guess, a water thing. It's also, that right there is the Pasalubong Center. So that's where products around Eastern Visayas, you can get some in there. It was called Region 8 before, but no one knew what it was. So now that they call it the Pasalubong Center, it works out a lot better. Again, thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our episode here today. And see you guys. Thank you everybody for joining us today. We look forward to putting out some more episodes for you as we continue our journey here at Maupay Home, the Philippine edition, in our home building. And hopefully we are going to look at the surrounding areas and see what fun places we can explore. Also visit us at maupayhome.com for things that may come up, as well as what materials we use here at our job site.